Hi, I'm David Shelton, Chairman of the Knox County Republican Party. Pleased to present to you a candidate form of our candidates this year for the 2023 municipal primary election. The Republican Party is very proud of the fact that we have a completely full slate here in the city of Vincennes. To act as a moderator during this event, we have Mark McNeese, current City Council at-large member. Say hi, Mark.
Hi, guys.
So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi, I am Mark McNeese. I'm running for Vincennes City Council at-large. The next election is pivotal for the future of Vincennes. The city has seen the greatest population loss in its history over the last 10 years, according to the 2020 census. The 2021 numbers show that continued downward trend. Close to 2,000 people chose to leave the city of Vincennes since 2010, representing a 9% population loss. We have to make some changes to fix that. We need to build our community back. We start to do that by taking care of the people, the businesses, and the infrastructure our community currently has here. Therefore, providing a tangible reason for them to stay, stopping the exodus of individuals we are experiencing. I believe this can be accomplished in a number of ways if we work together. One, a change to a more cooperative and modern administration would help. Two, probably the least glamorous of all this, we have to maintain our sidewalks, our streets, our buildings, our levees, the things that the residents of Vincennes use every day. Three, we have to hire local. Too many of my friends, and yours too, have chosen to leave because their very qualified spouse could not find work here. We have to encourage the hiring of local people and build them up. Four, we have to shop local, create awareness of the products that are made here and purchase those, eat at the restaurants that sponsor our Babe Ruth ball teams, get our insurance and other services from companies with agents here. And four, we have to be competitive in pay for our city employees. Without them, we cannot be the best that we can be. I spent 15 years as our community's cheerleader, as the executive director of our Chamber of Commerce. I know that Vincennes has incredible attributes that we can and do make us proud. I believe we have it within us to be so much better. I have a 12-year-old daughter who loves it here. She loves Vincennes. She loves this community. And I promised to her that I would do everything within my power to make it better for her, her friends, and their families. I'd appreciate your vote, and thank you. Next, how this is going to work. I will now introduce the other candidates and let them explain why they chose to run for office and what they believe can be done for the city of Vincennes to make it a better place now and in the future. When we are completed with the council candidates, we will have Clerk Treasurer Kathy Lane say a few words, then start a question and answer service or session with the mayoral candidates. First, running in Council District 1, Brian Grove.
Hello everyone, I am Brian Grove and I am currently District 1 representative for Vincennes City Council. I am seeking my third re-election. I can't think of anything more rewarding that I've done than being on City Council. It's not the greatest pay, but it is the most rewarding thing that I've ever accomplished. Through my terms, I've supported sidewalks. When I first came on, we allotted $25,000 a year for sidewalks. And I don't know if you've done any paving or anything like that, but that basically accomplished nothing. We are now, after 3 terms, we're at $75,000, which I don't even think is a drop in the bucket to what we need to be spending on sidewalks. If you take a stroll around Vincennes, it's actually embarrassing because you walk 2 blocks and it's impassable. You can't step over the broken sidewalks. There's missing sidewalks. It's not the way we want Vincennes to look when we're walking people around, showing them what Vincennes has to offer. It's not a lot. But what we do have to offer is quality of place. We need to focus on things that will get people to move here, and how we do that is events, like the food trucks on the Wabash. My wife and I came up with this plan 6 years ago, and it's events like that that bring the community together, and we need to focus on things like that. The Bandshell Bash is another project that we put together. That is what we are made of. The city council that we have now is a group of people that are focused on Vincennes and Vincennes only. We think of things that will work for Vincennes and make Vincennes a place where people want to come here to live. Mark's right. We have a lot to focus on. And without an administration that will work with us, we can do all we want to do, but the city council doesn't do it all. We have to have both branches of government working together. And I think with the group that we have running on this GOP ticket, we can get things done. And I'm extremely excited to see where we can go in the next 4 years. So I would appreciate your vote in November, and I'll give it back to Mark.
Next is District 5, Ryan Lau.
All right. Well, let me start off with saying that it's been a pleasure to be able to serve on the city council for the last 4 years. It's been an honor to serve with each one of these gentlemen serving on the council. We've grown in friendships, grown as we've worked in the community. Through this last 4 years, I've had the opportunity to get to better know each and every one of the members of the council, as well as getting to know the people of Vincennes. Saturday mornings were always a pleasure to me to be able to go out and work with these gentlemen, picking up trash and talking to people and visiting. It's some of the greatest opportunities to get to know each and every one of you. Over the next 4 years, I hope, as campaign moves forward, if I believe reelected, to be able to continue to do those things. We've continued to increase opportunities to have additional activities in the city. Both been able to participate in things like the Furry 5K, the Bandshell Bash, being able to work with these gentlemen and keep the Christmas parade alive. Very important things to our community. More than that, during the last 4 years, we've been able to help each and every one of the citizens of Vincennes by making sure that our public safety has been met. You now have the ability to have an ambulance to you very quickly, whether you're here or in the county. And I think that's very important. Currently we're working on ordinances for other things, trash, foul in the city, all kinds of other things that might arise. But you know, all of those things are opportunities. And I hope to speak with each one of you, and especially in District 5, so that we can better become acquainted, so that we can deal with those things that we need to. Each and every day, it's an opportunity for our city to grow. We are growing, and it's a wonderful city to have. We've been here, my wife and I have been here for about 17 or 18 years. We've raised 4 children here. It's a wonderful place to be. It's a place that we call home and our children call home, and I look very forward to having our children stay here and to grow and to have grandchildren here and all those things that come with that, you know. I've had the opportunity to work in parts of the arts where we've had an opportunity to bring in a mural into Gregg Park. Very important because we got to use a local artist, Barbara Stahl, to do that. You know, those types of things bring quality of life, and that's what it's about, quality of life. We are here, we're living, we're being a part of that, but let's all be a part of that. Let's work in our county park, our city parks. Let's work to maintain those city parks. Let's do some improvements. Let's have some additional fun things that we can do as entertainment. And as we get out and we visit, so that we can spend more time as a family here in the city of Vincennes. I'm grateful for each and every one of you and for the opportunities that you've given each one of us as a council to be able to serve you. I look forward to serving you in the future, and I look forward to working with our GOP candidates to making this city the best that it can be.
Thank you, Ryan. In those technical difficulties, I want to mention that I did, Regina Blinn, who is the Council District 4 candidate, was unable to attend tonight, so that's why we went on to Ryan. Next, Tony Gerald, Councilman at-large candidate for the City of Vincennes. Tony?
Thank you. I'll stand up. Hello, my name is Tony Gerald. I'm District. Can we start again? That's live, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. Councilman at large. Okay. Councilman at large.
Councilman at large, yes. And one of the things that I have learned in my past, I used to work for the City of Vincennes for 35 years. And I got to meet quite a few people across this city and I heard their concerns and I heard their needs. And walking the campaign trails now, going around, I call it the trail, I've moved from neighborhood to neighborhood. I've noticed the same common theme across Vincennes: streets, the drainage, the sanitation. As far as the trash goes, they are the same common ones. And one of the things I was kind of alerted to this, and I already knew this, the police and fire department, the exiting of public safety, going to other departments across, leaving Vincennes. That takes people away. That takes years and years of training and the opportunity for those people to progress through their departments. I know when I came on it, there were 43 firefighters. We're now down less than that. We're down to 37 firefighters. We had people leave. The police officers leave. So some of these things that came out from the people as I was going across Vincennes, I would stand and listen to them. I think at times they don't have a voice. There's already things going on, and they need to come attend meetings and let us all know. There's a lot of good things that have happened with this council group that has been up. They have progressed. They have moved forward on a lot of things. And with the opportunity to have me on board, I think some of the things that I can help with is getting out there, grants. I worked on those when I was on the fire department for years, obtaining new sources of income to offset things. The police department, they have great needs. The sanitation, we have to buy vehicles. We've only got 15 employees that work for the city of Vincennes. So they get covered up with the tasks that they have to do every day. So we're kind of spread thin, so to speak. Now, I don't want to concentrate just on those particular areas. And I know one of my flyers that I'm putting out, and you'll see those, a lot of other departments, the pet board. I didn't realize what was going on out there till the other day. They had just obtained a new vehicle, and they really needed it. And walking through that facility, they need more attention paid there also. It takes money, and the pie is always so big. I've heard that for years and years. Well, sometimes we've got to cut that pie up in different places. With the housing situation that happens in Vincennes, I have seen some progress in that. You're seeing new buildings come up all over Vincennes. We need housing. Being on the fire department as an inspector at one time, I saw some very deplorable places. So as we move forward, and we've got to do that, the group that you've so far heard and will continue to hear from tonight is a group that can sit down and work together. Like I said, the pet port is an area. The parks need special attention too. As you can see, there is stuff going on all over Vincennes. A lot of good programs have been started, but it takes funding and it takes money. As I walk through Vincennes, I notice sometimes some of our areas in Vincennes are kind of trashy. It's evident. I mean, if you don't see this, then you're not paying any attention. We could get the town looking better. Mark alerted everybody to the decline of people leaving Vincennes and some of the things that I have found out, daycare centers and things like that, that has become an issue. A lot of people work nights, and they don't have anywhere to take their kids at night in most cases. So I know in other communities they have addressed that problem. That's why we lose some of our nurses. That's why we lose some of our technical people. They go to another community because they have a daycare need. All those things all rolled in together, it seems overwhelming, but it's not. With the efforts of the people that are currently on the council and myself added to that council, I'm really hoping that I can bring a different eye to these things. I know we passed the local option income tax for public safety. I'm hoping that being on the council will help bring that forward, and that money can be distributed like it was intended to do to both the police and fire departments. Public safety is one of the primary responsibilities of local government, of any government. Public safety is it. So at times when there's fewer firefighters and fewer police officers, our public safety suffers. When I first got on the fire department, we made about 700 responses a year. Now they're up over 3,000 a year. So the need and the demand for service has only increased, along with all the other things for the rest of the departments. Again, the pie is only so big. But if we have a wise fiscal group together, we can sit down and make each one of those agencies funded properly. I wish we had all the money in the world, but we don't. But again, I think this group that's currently sitting in the council's positions, along with myself, that we can put together a good team and get a good program going and move forward. I thank you very much for your time, and I am Tony Jarrell, City Council at Large. Thank you.
Because of those technical difficulties, we'll get back to Councilman John Stengel. I think where he left off in the middle of those difficulties was about grass clippings. So I think that's where John. We liked what he said so much. We're gonna make him do it twice. So there we go.
Hi, I'm John Stengel. I'm running for Vincent City Council, District 3. It's been my honor to have been your councilman these past several years. Along with my duties as a councilman, I also serve on the Area Plan Commission and the Urban Economic Association, serve on the Veterans Committee, and I'm president of the Public Safety Committee. Also, I sponsored a few new ordinances and amended one. One I amended was an existing ordinance. I changed the mandatory retirement age for police officers and firefighters from 65 to 70. Then I created a new ordinance, the grass clipping ordinance, in hopes of keeping the grass clippings off of the streets and making our roads safer for our motorcyclists and bicyclists. And also, hopefully, it will keep the grass clippings out of our stormwater drainage system and reducing flooding during the rainy season.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, John. Before we get to our two mayoral candidates, Jack Boger and Tim Salters, we're going to ask and invite Kathy Lane, our city clerk treasurer, to come up and say a few words.
Hello, I'm Kathy Lane. I will be running for re-election for clerk treasurer for the city this year. My job is not just the financial arm of the city, but it's mainly to work in conjunction with the council and the mayor with all those other avenues. I work on the grants as well as a lot of employment issues. The city clerk's office is kind of the hub of the city. Everything that happens kind of goes through that office there. So it's important that it's a good communicator there, and it's important that that office work well with the council members. If there's any information that they need, that's kind of my job, as well as the public, to get that information to you. If there's ever anything anyone needs, has any questions about anything in the city, my doors are always welcome, and you're welcome to come talk to me. My name is Kathy Lane. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kathy. Next, we're going to have our two mayoral candidates come up and answer a few questions. They will be given a brief opportunity to state why they're running for mayor, who they are, an intro, and then we'll get into the questions. On that list, we can go ahead and pull the chair over. Here you go. As we decided who would go first, we actually didn't draw straws or flip a coin, but we picked numbers. And Jack Boger, you're up.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Jackie Boger. I'm running for mayor of Vincennes. I'm 62 years old. I'm getting too old to be a police officer, and I wanted to serve the citizens of Vincennes, and this is my way to help serve the citizens. I didn't want to go just council at law or council in my precinct or district, because I want to serve all the citizens of Vincennes, as I have the last 31 years as a police officer. I've done a good job as a police officer, and I think I could continue to carry that over into the mayor's office. I have good communication skills with people. I've worked out a lot of problems as being a police officer. I've always worked in public service my whole life, so I just try to take care of people.
Councilman Salters.
Big word that comes to my mind is service. And it didn't just start on council. It's one of those things that when you're inspired by somebody and somebody serves you, then you want to give that back. That's how I started. I wanted to be a teacher at first, and I wanted to give back to the community in that way. And then it kind of grew from that, not just a teacher, but then a coach. And then from that aspect, you start looking around your neighborhood and you start trying to look at things that need to be improved. And one of the best ways to do that is to be on the council and have a voice there. And from that point, I ran for council. And I kind of moved my way up the council ladder and learned things from council. And at that point, you're still serving, but then you look at it and you're like, well, there's some other things that you can do throughout the city. And so then I switched from a district councilman and ran at large. And I've been lucky enough to be the council president the last 4 years. And you still look at things that could be changed, things that could go from that, and what you could do from the mayoral position and serving in that aspect. To me, the mayor position, it's not a retirement gig. It is the job. It is the job of the city. It's a way to serve in a different way from those other areas. Teachers, that was an important position that I love and still love today. Coaching, it was very important to me. It's a very important part of who I am. Serving through church, that's extremely important. Being on this council has been one of the greatest blessings of my life. And being able to see changes through the 12 years that I've been on this council. I remember being elected at 26 and being, wow, this is a different world. And I thought government, and now it was like I'm in government, and those are two different worlds. And now to be able to get to this position where we were really excited, we had a majority on the council, and there's still a lot of things that we can do, but to be able to do that, we have to have that lead position. And for me, that's what really inspired me to make this run. And like I said, for me, it's all about service. This is something that is important to my family. It's important to my schools. It's important to everything that we do as events in. So that is the big core reason why I'm running.
Okay. So I'm going to start with a few questions here. And I had a couple questions here, 1 and 2, that I am actually going to combine into one question. The first question was, why do you want to be mayor? And then what experiences do you have that leads you to believe you're up to this challenge? So Mr. Boger started. We're going to move to Mr. Salters with the question. So why do you want to be mayor? And what experiences do you have that lead you to believe that you're up for this challenge? That question will be posed to Mr. Boger.
Okay. One of the bigger reasons why I wanted to run for mayor, I hit some of those earlier, but the key thing is the mayor gets to make those big decisions. As a council, we make a lot of big decisions too. We set ordinances, make sure claims are paid. But as the mayor, you're kind of the guiding force. You're the captain of the ship. And you have to have the council on board with you to make sure you can do those things. But you basically get to guide that ship where it's going. There's only so much the council can do. So as mayor, you can kind of guide that. You can set priorities. You can do things a little bit differently. And that is extremely important. You're the CEO of the city. You get to make those decisions. Hey, this is what we are going to do. This is where we are going. That is extremely important. As a council, we make sure that that's funded. We make sure that we can do those things. But Mayor, you get to make the direction. And that is extremely important. Qualifications, and I know I don't talk about these a lot. I've been on council now for 12 years. I know it sounds crazy. I've been on council for 12 years. I've been on our committee most of those years, 11 out of the 12 years. I sit on a lot of our board as president of the council, and I've been blessed to be the president of this council for the last 4 years. One of the things that's very unique is I've got an experience with how government runs. If you look at the last mayor, they haven't had that experience. They haven't had that relationship with the council that I have and have. All those intricacies, departments, how the city runs with financing, those things. And I truly am blessed to have experiences to learn all in every single year that I've been. So there's always something to learn. And we've been lucky enough that I'm able to learn all along. I've been able to those relationships, build those relationships. I know that's specifically talking about things that I've done in the city, but when it comes to my outside of the city, education is my passion. And I do with relations when it comes to school corporation. That's one thing we are missing have a website, might have an app, might be something posted on social media about it, but we're not telling our story daily. We're not talking about events. We're not seeing everything that's happening in the city. And that's another aspect I can bring to the table that I don't think anyone else can. So when it comes to why do I think I have the ability to do that, it's to experience on council and my experience in the school.
Okay. Mr. Same question. You want to be mayor. Experiences do you lead you where of this challenge?
Well, this has been a long dream. When I was a young kid, I told people I'm mayor one of these days, and I'm 60 years old, and in my home, it's time. This time, it's time. And like I said, I was in the police department for 13 years. Do a lot of communication with people in situations, and I believe that gives me energy to do that. To these people disagreeing, they need to be shown all facts and everything. My ambition is to take care of people. I don't want to run people. I'm a politician, somebody that wants to serve the people, listen to their complaints and their issues, and try to work with them, not with them, and work out to make it where it does register. I'm not a dictator. I'm a suggestion. I'm open mind with anybody. I've done that for a long time. I just think I'm ready. It's time for me.
Mr. Booker, on next question. What top 3 priorities for Vincent?
My priority is to the citizens of Vincent, to make sure their safety and take care of work and do what you want done. What just if you want to go with the city one, the city. Second one is I think work on the infrastructure. I drive my car around all along and driving down the streets. They repaired. We need to work on structure to bring people back here because people drive down these roads and think I don't want to live in this place. Structures to the other one's economic development. Get some in. Want to make jobs. People want to stay in. Children are moving too, just like everybody else is old enough to go. They're going things after. They're going to support their family. Just those 3.
Same.
Right. When it comes to 3 days, obviously we have more, but when you look at 3 and we hear, it does come to infrastructure. Infrastructure, that's roads, sidewalks, signage there, because we have some issues with signage. We've got a lot of ones that take care. Sidewalk, just I think the best way to put it. We got some areas that don't even have sidewalks in our community, and we need a lot of on that, and that's things that people want to see affected by sidewalks. I think that's the analogy is infrastructure and sidewalks, circulatory system. If it's not a block, if it's dead, then healthy. You're moving around, able to function like you should. And that's the thing that goes with it. You don't have access to business, the housing. This is huge. So infrastructure needs to be on top of everybody's list. And that we need to make sure that we're applying for any grants and the maximum that we can for that. Help us because you need help. The biggest thing, this is something everybody talks about, and that's had a recent study that if we're not over 100 plus houses a year, start losing more population. Councilman McNeese on earlier, we're starting to see population. It's not because it's us, and it's huge. The thing is, be able to get this built now. No. Behind. So pull out. So we've got to do what for necessary. Get back to that where we are not catching up, but ahead. We are seeing our community around us. Washington. They're this and a huge for us. The thing that we need, and I know this is catch all, it's quality, and we need quality of life. What I mean by that, everybody's got a need. Everybody has something that they like, and we've got age groups and interests. We need to make sure we're a community that supports different interests. There's something that I'm doing to be able to support. I need to get that. I need to that I vote to do it. We have these different activities, different events, different available for a healthy and sustainable community. That draws, that gets excited about. One of the things we did as a group, as a council, we told we want to see more events. So what providing these events, we took over those events. The Furry 5K, show back, we run, take Christmas parade. I mean, and then simple things, the belt between the city and starting those, even activity that Grove wanted to do. We do those things because the people want to do, and you got to be willing to put your money where your mouth is. If we to do it, we. I mean, as hey, our city's a little. What are we against? Trash. So when I look at the things in box and street big, that's huge, and then quality.
All right, Mr. Salters, you with the next question. What would you currently doing in the city of Vincennes? So what you would do currently not in the city of
Right. When you kind of look at this, there's a few things. We need to do little things. Like if it's broke, we need to do it immediately. And a piece of equipment, whether it goes down, don't do things immediately. Sometimes they say get complaints weeks in about something being broken and not being. That's a when people say things, they don't see the we need to put it. We that and improve the we're able to do because if people don't taking care of the why should they? And it becomes problem when it comes to applying for grants. We have the maximum amount of money in those grants. We need to specifically the community grant to go for the maximum amount of money for streets because our streets are in need of repair. We don't need to settle. Settling drive. It's like we'll do it or it's okay right now. We do better. Can do. So when we talk about those things to do, and I'll hit it on communicate. We have to communicate better. You can't just post up. You can't just say. You have to continually convey message, continue to convey your whether that's simple as coming up or great news, a grant that we take care of. We'll talk about what's going on in this community.
Okay.
do that we are not.
I make sure contact out there with the citizens, talking to the people. We're not their issue. I find out what what they want to hear of, and work with citizens. Work things. Go to events and self-accept, open policy where go out and get amongst citizens and talk to people, see what they want. We're getting out talking to people. We're making decisions ourselves, not doing what they want. And that's my priority is to people want what they need. We need to with the people.
Next question, you'll be up first. When the mayor of the Vincennes, mayor for all people, the ones that are for you and the ones who you handle disagreements and disagreements, agree with, and the ones you agree with.
The word communication. Listen to both sides of the issue. You got to make judgment and judge the facts you've given. I've done this for 20 years as a officer. Dealt with a lot of disagreements and them, and I'm actually an officer whenever somebody yells at my hand and thank you for the job I treated. You got to communicate with people, and you got what they want. You got what we really.
Same question Mr. Sullivan. How would you handle disputes and disagreements for those you agree with and you don't agree with?
This is something that's done well, not just myself, council. We welcome, and I know that's odd. The thing is, we know we're not going to agree with everything 100% of the time. I don't agree with 100%. And they're a corner. The thing to remember is that these districts, and that's completely okay. We have to be respectful of each other. We have to be willing to discuss things with each other. If we don't agree, we need to discuss. This is a decision we've made. Why? And I believe in it. And they can come. I don't agree, but we're able to leave knowing, like, I might agree. Okay. Most importantly, we have to listen. They listen, like actually listening and hear what they have to say. And the dispute, put myself in somebody's shoes. Sometimes we have a hard time doing that. We all have things that we love, hold on to, but we have to be willing to listen to the side. It might not change your opinion. It's okay. But people know that you are accessible, that you are willing to listen, and that you are willing to shut on them just disagree. Sometimes we run into, and that's a good thing. Then what happens in the situation? People stop talking to you. You know what's going on in the community, and you can't have that vibrant community.
All right. I think we'll ask questions and agree. Communication is very important in the mayor's position. Walters, this question starts with you. Would you work in the Vincent?
So this is thing that I think is important because the city can sometimes overlook because it's a right, and you're not one that's the leader. The key thing is you've got to be able to talk with the council daily, and you've got to keep in the loop what's happening, why it's happening, and you keep informed. Right? You're lucky enough in the office, or you're at the and you get information right away. Your has other jobs. All right, our is not a full position, so they are. So you need to, as part of the position, them informed. You need support. One of the big things I would do that's probably than any mayor would do monthly meet with each of the council and to what they say. Here's the problem I see in my district. Here's the concern I see in my. But here are the things that are happening in the district. Not only does that give them the opportunity to talk with me, but the opportunity of all the things that are happening in our city. Now, I can't wear all the, but the ears and the eyes that you have there, where your communication chains are, more that we see, more that we can, more we can improve, the better we can make our community. So, dealing with the, I think, as a member of the council, knowing the importance of keeping the council informed, this would be stronger.
Mr. Rogan, question to you. To work with the council?
Be part of it, and that's what when the mayor is supposed to be. It's a takes care of. I would mind it to their suggestions, mine, and I think that's important thing because the council is those in district the listen for and work together, not just one single. Community is a big thing. And you got okay. If you don't, it wasn't, and they're not what you're saying. So we, the community, like I said, have an open policy and could come in anytime. I'm able 24 day to for that and council.
Okay. This would be our final, and I would ask you final question to closing statement. And we'll start over. What's your favorite consent?
The P 31 back years I've been a instructor and I've been with these 28 to stay away from and teach them how to to drugs, and I'm friends care program, and I'm really good in this town. We got adults, people are my in the
Okay. Mr. Sol, what is your thing? Vincent.
Well, there's a lot. I kind of there, all those things. The key thing is family. In a very position here. My grandparents here. My parents lucky enough. My brother here. Then me, nieces and we. And there's people that anymore. I look at it and like that's something to shoot for. Now, does that going to be successful? I'm of course. We need to. I look at my. I see the same that I had as a kid, the same rules and events too. We get the thing, and you gotta live those. That's you have to do capture that, and when you do all these things, the community want to stay up. That want to look like something special, and I want that too, because in the it's not just my family that build vibrant communities, and we strengthen that. We strengthen the community. We can do amazing things.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. To all speakers tonight and all candidates, I will turn it over to Party Chair Dave. I do want to everybody please out and vote. Mr.
Mark, that's for Mark. This is they have a candidate for the years, and it's a nation because candidate unique idea. So they're laughing with the these are job that they have. They know needed and they know what themselves want. Be good servants represented the entire city of looking all as though across the city if the participate for as long as we only have so about 10 minutes time. So going on to the side Monday business and office registration at www. Voters if you want ballot home those have to be April again you made calling 9597 again voter state again primary only in the city county does not tested for the communities county state period is and until on August so only registered the citizens primary voting was Tuesday and Monday even though starting on 4 p.m. jail 130 A Street right across house like a couple of early opportunity Saturday April 2nd Valley Point. And then again 9 Port Eagles Street May is 11 a.m. votes here and for primary Port Eagles Street Woodson State Shelter Greg vote register